What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up, everybody? What's good with you? I want to talk to y'all for a minute, and I want to talk about the latest things that's going on right now in the world, in the rap game, and everything. I want to talk about some things real quick, and I want to elaborate on some shit because I'm just watching a lot of vloggers and I'm listening and seeing a lot of things going on, and a lot of people finding themselves in a fucked up situation, wanting attention that they really don't want. Here it is. And a lot of stuff, I'm pretty sure everybody knows what's going on, as far as the rapper Casanova getting tied up in a lot of shit. Everybody got their own opinions, got their views, but let's talk about the realness in the whole situation. The aspect is life, period. And it wasn't just his case, it's just another case of gang members getting caught up in the web by the government. See, the government's gonna allow you to do all that you think you're getting away with until they get tired of you making so much noise. Me and my brother had a run-in with the federal government, cost a lot of money, and we still did prison time. The whole point of the matter is that you're gonna do time regardless. Our shit costed us a lot of money to where, plus we had a very dope ass lawyer. His name was Stanley Cohen. And everybody knows the system. It ain't about what you know, it's who you know and what you can prove. See, our lawyer was a good lawyer. We didn't know that. This lawyer was a lawyer for many other big name people that court cases. Nevertheless, the story of this right here is that a lot, and I don't know too much about the gang politics in New York, but I know that a lot of gang members is a lot of gang members are starting to get picked up by the federal government over things that's happening and been happening for a minute. You know what I'm saying? It's really been happening for a minute. Now, Casanova, he's done been to my town. He's been around a couple people that I know. And when you bring people around, I understand he's a rapper and everybody might be tied into him or whatever, however you tied into him or connected to him. I don't get into detail, but when somebody to that nature has an influence, and there's not a person that's in his ear that's telling him that he needed to stand clear of everything. I understand when you become loyal to something and someone, you pledge your allegiance. Sometimes that allegiance can get you jammed up. Prayers to his family, prayers to him, prayers that he find a way to get through this situation. But it's unfortunate, and this is just the revolving door of us black men. Some grew up with good families, some grew up with no family love, looking for attention from the streets that won't love you. They bringing up new cases on this man, and they seeing that they actually not seeing. Allegedly, they trying to tie him into so many things. But if you know about the law and you know about a lot of things, that Miami situation, he can easily get himself a bond because at the end of the day, that was somebody that was just trying to show their allegiance to him. Call it different, call it something else, but at the end of the day, they're going to try and tie that to him because of the affiliations that both of the men have. He could just be trying to prove something to Casanova. I'm not saying that he is. I'm not saying that he was. I'm not saying that It was orchestrated or whatever happened, bro. People will get out there and try to prove themselves to the person that got the bag, even to a point where they'll do some shit that's stupid that'll cost the bag. Make sense out of it or anything. Like people really, really will jump out the window to prove to you how loyal they are to you and your affiliations with the people that y'all might have in common. Just trying to prove a point to get next to you and close to you because he is the bag. That happens all the time. There's always one person that'll show their loyalty and scream, "Oh, I'll stand up there, I'll do time for you, boom, boom, boom." But when it comes to doing time, they're not going to jail for the rest of their life or even got to face that type of energy because a lot of gang members really wasn't built for that side. They was built for the wilding out and all that other shit. But and I'm not saying who that person was that shot that man in Miami. He probably was built and born into it. But at the end of the day, the man said something to Cass, said he was flashing the wrong gang sign. Okay, take it as it is. Until that man make a move, that man shouldn't have got shot right there. That shit, that the stand your ground rule applies in Florida. That man just said he was throwing up the wrong gang sign. That man didn't put that man's life in danger. That man didn't do nothing to provoke him getting shot. He could have got his ass whooped right there in front of the spot when he said that shit. So many people out there, he could have got jumped on. And nevertheless, it would have just been an assault, an ass whooping or whatever. Now, Cass is a real dude, man. And how he moving, he's a real dude. That ass whooping assault would have been better than somebody physically getting shot. Because now, here it is, he's facing a Rico, and then that shit happens. And it's coincidental how it happens when he's applying for a bond that he has the money to get out on. See, the feds will let you think that you're about to get out of something, and then they slap you with more shit. That's why they don't come right away like local police and detectives and all that. The feds come when they got absolute proof. Now, I'm not saying that that's what happened allegedly. You know, that man could have just been out there having a good time. And like I said, somebody wanted to prove themselves to him, wanted to prove that they was tough. They wanted to be a sort of security. They affiliated with the same thing, so it looks really ugly. And that's all the feds need. The feds need hearsay. They don't need nothing else. They can prove the shit later, but everybody know the feds build shit, and then it just takes one thing to make it the nail in the coffin. Now that man facing his lifetime in prison. And not to be on some bullshit, but you got to hold Casanova accountable for the shit too, though. You put yourself in positions to be getting that type of attention. And in some gangs, you have to let your presence be known, from what I understand. He was $1 million man. Watch his interviews, he tell you how street he is, and you watch his progress and you see how what he transformed into and how he tried to slow down. But he was the face because that gang been around for a minute. But it really got the attention because Cass was the face, he was the money. He had the issues with the other situations, the Snitch Nine. And when Snitch Nine got on trial and didn't go to jail, but he was about to go to jail, he exposed Cass. So that really put a light on that man. And that's crazy because somebody else's words can get you the attention that you don't need. So now the whole time he's still moving and shaking how he move and shake. in the streets, in his business, whatever. But he don't know the feds is really, really watching him now. They took down all the other gangs. They watching your music. They watching these interviews that you have. A lot of you rappers, y'all gotta understand on what y'all saying will be held against y'all. To the young guys out there, man, y'all looking at this shit, y'all. Some of y'all are lost and trapped in this aspect of thinking that this is the way of life. This way of life is taking people away from their families for life, for long periods of time where people's kids are growing up and these people are watching their kids grow up behind a glass. Prayers for the brother Dick Wolf. I don't know him, but just hearing his name so much and what he's facing, they're gonna treat it the way it's looking as if they convict him. God forbid, he's going right to where all the other leaders of all organized situations, mobs, leaders, everybody going right to ADX. It might be either Illinois, it might be Colorado, might, but he's going far away from home. I see a lot of vlogs of a lot of old veterans. I'm say that way. I don't know if they in there still doing that gang thing. I don't know what they doing, but I see a lot of vlogs of a lot of people talking about gang stuff, going back in time and mentioning names, regardless if it's something that happened already. Certain vlogs out here that certain judicial systems ain't ready to try. They acquitting people on certain situations, but then they hold them back just in case they can pull back a file on certain cases. And there's vlogs. You think the feds are not watching these vlogs? They watching all these guys who's talking about this gang stuff, as far as gang politics, gang acknowledgement, all that. They talking crazy. Talking crazy. Yo, what up? Ain't shit, what up? Nigga, what up? Ain't nobody there. Nigga, don't ask me no questions, nigga. Later. Yeah. Yeah. See? Another thing is the phones. The texting, the calling. You think the feds ain't got the phones tapped? You think they not watching these lines? They're watching these lines, y'all. Roll me a cigarette every day. Trying to stop smoking the filter cigarettes. And I'll be getting done with this. But at the end of the day, you really got to be careful about what y'all doing out here because y'all are following some of the wrong shit. You young boys, you got an opportunity. If you ain't in too deep, get the fuck out. You see all the other gang members that been in it 10, 15, 20 years. You try and get out. When the feds come, you can't erase, you can't escape it. And when they come in to sit you down for a long time. Half of you gang members don't even have no money saved up for no lawyer to represent you. Y'all getting public defenders. So y'all gonna sit there and take what the system give y'all because for one, y'all ain't saving no money. Y'all not doing nothing to generate no money for y'all good. Y'all not taking care of your neighborhood. Three, you're not doing shit to make you look good representing what you represent. Like I said before in the last vlog, there's a lot of gang members that transition from being gang members to being professional athletes, professional workers, like really big made people, lawyers, everything. A lot of gang members is going to jail, so the new and upcoming gang members should go to school, learn how to be a lawyer to help defend your brother, your sister. You following the same repertoire is going to lead you right in the can right next to them. then all you're going to do is be a gang in prison. Yeah, your numbers will be strong, but ain't nobody coming home because everybody got 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 life. So you just taking the gang off the street, putting them in the pen to where the system could treat you however they want to treat you. Then everybody's getting calls back home talking about you need to put in letters to here, to there, to there, to there. Man, it's a lot of different shit going on now with the gangs that's making all these leaders pay the price. Some of these gang members that's coming in telling off top, they ain't doing the time, B. Yeah, they'll tell you, yeah, I'll die for this. They'll take the oath. They'll do all that shit. But when them cuffs get on them and they in that motherfucking federal office and it ain't a regular cop with a badge, it's a nigga dressed in a regular button down and trench coat and all that other shit. And you in Brooklyn, then you being tried by the Southern District of New York State, which is Westchester County, or you gang members that catch this RICO cases in these cases, y'all gonna catch them up here. If y'all don't catch them down there in the city, because if you're from the boroughs, you're going all the way downtown to go through that. They might bring you straight to MCC if they didn't close it. You in the gang, whatever you doing in the streets is not gonna be considered a state crime no more. Y'all better wake up. Y'all better understand what's going on, B. Y'all really need to. Shit real.
It's the duty of a civilized person who's a member of the 5 Seven Nations to teach civilization to what? Uncivilized. Peace to the God. Peace to God. Yo, they go that brother's man Pooh. Heard that brother got done. Yo, let's have that brother come over and add on to the site.
Big shout outs to Grand Pooba, Brand Nubians. And I ain't even Muslim. I'm not God body. I just live everyday life on everyday life's terms. I know a lot of people that's mixed up. I used to be in the streets. I know a lot of people mixed up in the streets, still in the streets. I know a lot of people join gangs, gang banging. I know a lot of people. The federal government's not playing. If you think they playing, then you stupid. You might get away with it here. You might get away with it there. It might slip past the state here and there. But the feds are not stupid. Every person that joins a gang goes to the meetings. Y'all under the eye of a camera. Y'all go into a folder, a file. Y'all are certified, stamped by the system. So therefore, if you get in any type of trouble, that will come up. The feds put a label on you, you have a label. Beat the case, whatever you do, you under the feds' eye and they being watched. Now, where I'm from, they got federal agents, but the feds ain't been combing the streets like how they combing the streets now. It's crazy now. These young boys out here wilding. They got the eye of the federal government, not even the state no more. The state's done. The feds stepped into my town, and now they're about handling business, which means anybody that catches any cases and they can link you to being a part of any type of gang, you're gonna catch hell. Young boys out there, you gotta watch your back, watch your front, watch your sides. Make sure your circle tight because circle is one nigga in the circle's bringing the circle down. So if you ain't got the tight circle where you got to start watching shit, you might have to set some motherfucking traps for niggas that you know what I'm saying? The ones you can see that ain't with the shit, they ain't with the shit. But the niggas who claiming that they with the shit, you might have to put them through a mental test to make you aware of who you got around you. Do your research. You niggas need to start looking at these books. Y'all on this social media all day, every day. Ain't nobody looking up no law shit. These feds about to smack you niggas with a whole bunch of time. My town done had like 2 or 3 fed cases came through already. Every situation is one person that told. It could be the truth, it could be lies, it could be any motherfucking thing, but it's one person that brings down the unit. Excuse me. That's the person that's acting the foolish. Got to stop putting all these young kids around that just want to be around. You can tell them same kids to go educate themselves and do something good for the gang's name. That's how you bring better light to your gang. If everybody in that in every if everybody in every gang was to do something towards rebuilding their community, the feds wouldn't look at them gangs in any other light. But okay, these niggas is in gangs, whatever. You could be in a gang. Don't necessarily means that that gang has to get into malicious behavior and stupid shit. Everybody has the right to defend their life at all costs. But if you out there doing it in the name of the gang and you got other people who don't like the shit, then you have no other choice but to defend your life by all costs because you only have one life. There's always going to be an ignorant motherfucker out there that's going to try and test the waters or try and go against what you got going. You might even have some of those in your own clique. Then these guys are getting, then you got to watch the guys that's getting kicked out the gangs. They feelings might be hurt to where they might be secretly revealing shit to the police that people thinking that niggas don't know about, and then bow, you get arrested, then they spring another charge on. Bow. For instance, Casanova. Up for bond here and Fed said, nah, we don't want that nigga in the street. Here's what happened here. So now this denies him the chance to even come home and hug his daughters because he got the money. And it's all off of somebody else's decision. And in that same token, people are telling. I don't know who per se, but There's evidence and proof that motherfuckers is out there telling. You gotta ask yourself, is it worth being in a gang if your gang members, your homeboys, or even the oppositions that you beefing with end up telling in the end? It's a lose-lose situation. Because now if you locked up, your homie's gonna want to ride on a nigga that put you in the can. They man down him. The person who got killed, they family gonna tell who killed them. Now that's linked to you because somebody else felt like they needed to jump out there for you. We gotta stop putting ourselves in positions of harm. If you getting money, the fuck out the way. Live, enjoy your life free to spend your money with your family. You a rapper and you work so hard to get famous and make a lot of money because that was the outline goal, is to make a lot of money, get your family out of poverty, out the hood, put them in some nice shit. Don't throw it all away. I feel bad for Casanova because he worked so hard to get famous, to get rich. It's going to take all his money to get him out of the situation. And from the looks of it, he's not going to tell on nobody because that's the code that everybody live by. No snitching, no snitching, right? No snitching, right? Now that man got to face damn near the rest of his life in prison. What his kids going to do? Have nights where they crying, missing daddy. What his wifey going to do? She going to be tight. And this is going to be the test of where the real homies is at. Everybody loves a star when he's on top, but nobody comes around when the star starts to drop. Makes a whole lot of sense. But there's a lot of people that's around him that he took care of that probably will show the loyalty because they live by the code. And if you're sticking by that man, I salute you if you're sticking by that man, even through the storm, because if you're going to enjoy the sun rays, you got to enjoy the rain too. So I salute those who sticking by him. The fans who sending the letters, everybody, y'all, salute y'all. Hopefully he do come home. I'm praying he do come home because I don't like the system no way. So I'm praying that man come home, hug his babies, and fight it from the street. Come on, system, give him a shot, man. He got the money to bail himself out while y'all holding him. Or for hearsay, let him fight from the street. If you got to, take his passports. He ain't leaving. Where the fuck he going? He gonna be home with his family, talking to his lawyers, fighting his case from the street. You are innocent until proven guilty, but the way it is in the United States of America, KKK, you are guilty if you black until you prove that you're innocent. And if you're black, you're going to have a long time proving your innocence. And you could be dead to right. You could be dead to right of your innocence, and they gonna make you continue to fight, waste all his money. Man, let that man come home. Free that man. Free everybody that's wrongfully accused and crucified before they have their day in court and get their due process. Just violating people's amendments. And that goes to show you that black people, they don't give us no rights. We only got rights when we giving up our hard-earned money. We working to pay their taxes so their upper class don't have to pay the high tax so they can live in their rich-ass fucking houses and drive their cars. But it's okay for us to be their inmates and create all this shit for their system and their country But the first thing out their racist mouths is go back to Africa, go back to your country, even though this ain't their country neither. Gangbanging in New York is really crazy right now because the feds is concentrated straight on New York. It's like one big magnifying glass on the whole New York state. So you point to a point you can't even wear your favorite colors. You might just be rocking some shit that might have a color in it that the feds might categorize you as being situated with a gang or something. That's how crazy it is in New York now. Everybody's being watched. Everybody's phones being tapped. Everybody's things being social media is being watched, and they using the shit against you. But these social medias are traps anyway. Facebook asks you what's on your mind. Instagram tell you to post whatever you want. You could be having a fucked up day going through some shit, and some people do it because I've done it before and throw everything up there. Niggas is watching that. Shit's a bait trap, bro. A lot of y'all gotta wake up. Y'all little niggas, y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake up fast too. Because they coming to get y'all faster than they getting the big niggas. If you are OG or whoever that started a situation and you in jail already, they know where you at. They coming to sweep all the young boys that's tied and associated to anything that you affiliated with or any gang member that's in the street now. You got these young boys around y'all bugging because the older gang members is moving different. They working, they going to get businesses, they making moves for themselves to help their family. They still go around and holler at the homeboys or whatever. They not out there making no crazy moves, broadcasting it. It's a setup. So if you got an opportunity to educate these kids, you're a gang member or not, nigga. Especially if you're a gang member and you see that it's getting out of hand right now, and in the ultimate end, you're gonna be the one held accountable for what these kids that's hanging around you are doing and flying shit in your name or in your gang's name. Y'all gonna be held accountable for it. So tell these niggas it ain't the move. A lot of these new wave cats can't move like how some of y'all are moving now. It's a right to tell them, yo, back up, B. This is not for you. Y'all can see it in them. Don't just bring them in because they want to be a part of what you affiliated with. Because you don't know what you bringing in, and that shit can bring y'all all down, whatever the case. Got a chance to do something right, you in the gang now, and you have an opportunity with all this shit that's going on, with all these gang members, all these other gangs getting indicted. You see, they indicting everything moving. They connecting people to shit that they ain't even got nothing to do with because you're under the umbrella of the gang. And that was coming. That was coming when gangs was in the West Coast, in the Midwest, where it was at before it even came east. East, you had cliques. Now they flying under the gangs that was out west and in the Midwest that came over here. And now it's just out of control because within them umbrellas is cliques broken down within them umbrellas. So now you don't know who's who. You don't know who's connected to who. You don't know nothing about nothing. You just know that gangbanging's at an all-time high in New York. To where New Yorkers, whatever they pick up, they get fully committed into. I mean, knee deep, like so far deep, they can't get out. Some of them are taking it to a point where they can't get out unless they telling, and a lot of them is telling soon as it happens to them. They not even living by the code or even holding water for a minute. They just giving it up right there, right, like that, like that. And it's causing a lot of other people a lot of fucked up shit. Be careful. You gang members that's knee deep in it, and you see these little kids running around, y'all idolizing y'all, mush them, push them away, tell them, yo, this ain't for y'all. Because that's another charge tacked on to y'all situation, which is child endangerment. See, they can smack you with all types of charges under the charge that they smacking people with. Reckless and dangerous, you corrupting people, and you think you got them believing that this is a way of life, and this way of life is just causing nothing but harm, pain, despair, torture, everything, death. These little niggas is thinking it's cool because they see the money, they see the females is all on that, and the females is just making it worse because they don't have nobody to hold on to them and show them different. They flocking to that because that's what they see in their neighborhood. There's nobody from the neighborhoods making it and coming back and snatching the people up and taking them somewhere. I remember back in the days, people used to take trips and go to the mountains and the cabins and shit just to get a clear, fresh mind. Then come back and do shit different. We don't even have those situations no more where a lot of OGs is sparking none of these trips no more, big cookouts and nothing to really actually give the kids a feel of love because there ain't none. It's cutthroat out in the streets now, man. It's always been cutthroat, but the cutthroat dangerous now. Got a chance, keep them little niggas up out of that because if you don't and you already in it, nigga, it's gonna get heavier for you. It's gonna get heavier for your superiors or whatever. Now instead of you getting in a situation because of something and end up doing 6 months, a year, 2 years, maybe even 5, they start talking 10, 15, 20 years because the little nigga who keeps screaming at you, his big bro or big homie, then went out there and did something thinking that you would honor that. And he flew out the window just being dumb and reckless. He goes and kills an opposition of the gang, get knocked, and then starts screaming your name. And you sitting at the crib laid up. And they kicking your door now to talking about you being charged with a murder. Like you ordered a murder. Really? Gotta be careful. Prayers for the guys who's fighting this situation right now. Prayers for the females who's going through the situation in any style, gangs, any situation where the justice system is fucking with you and they not giving you an opportunity to fight your shit the proper way, man. Reach out to whoever you could reach out to. Don't let these people handle your life, man. They'll throw you away. Jail's for nobody. But there's some people that really deserve to be in jail. I ain't saying that I'm wishing it on anybody, but you got a lot of people out here that do senseless shit that can't be helped. Jail really ain't gonna help them. You could actually put them lock them away, but put them in a locked up rehabilitation center that helps train the mental towards fighting shit like that because it's all a mental disease. Wanting to be a part of something is a mental disease. Why don't you be yourself? Why don't you draw the attention? And that's what it is. Gangs draw the certain type of attention and the energy because a lot of people think that gangs are supposed to just be all about shoot 'em up, bang, bang, kill. No. A lot of gangs that have beefs and wars, real life wars, they come together to make money, to help a situation. You see a lot of old gang members that really was born in this shit that was killing people and it was going on for generations and generations and decades. They're turning around and they're building centers in their neighborhood. They're trying to save the little kids that ain't in gangs and prevent them from getting in gangs. That's in Cali, it's in Chicago, because it done blew out of hand. And in them places, you could get killed just for looking wrong. You could get killed for just wearing the wrong shit with the wrong letters or the wrong colors. New York, it just went crazy. Now it's to a point where it's really crazy to where New York, all of that is federal. The feds are touching it. They telling every state and local authorities everywhere across the United States, all this gang shit, y'all just get us the evidence. Y'all get us the proof. Y'all get us y'all informants to reveal certain shit and we'll build the cases. And then they slamming people with 40, 50, 60, 70 years. Kodak Black got pardoned by Donald Trump. On his release, they brought back up another case. I don't know how true it is. But looking at the vlogs, they saying it happened in South Carolina. See, it's a lot of shit going on. They're not trying to let these people go. The president pardoned that man, which means he's supposed to be pardoned. See, the government waited for the president to pardon Kodak Black, and upon his release, they slap him with another shit. This is how it's designed and set up for you. Educate yourself. Get it right before it's too late. Prayers for everybody that's going through these situations. Prayers for their family. Get stronger. Reach out to who you need to reach out. But most importantly, educate yourself law-wise, man. Read them law books. One love.